Hello guys, I am Nidhi Bagalwadi, your science teacher, Sankalp Learning Solution. In the last class, we discussed regarding the structure of the brain and we got to know three important structures of the brain, forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. In that, we have to concentrate on cerebrum and medulla oblongata. And please concentrate and please practice the diagram of the brain without pain, right? So today we are going to discuss regarding the action. What action it is? It is not action film, guys. So, see, if you see anything, if you hear or if you see anything dangerous, if you hear, if you touch any dangerous, for example, I can say, if you touch a very hot vessel which is on, without noticing it is on a gas or something, without getting to know, if you touch any hot object, you will just immediately you will just take off your hand. Suppose if you are walking somewhere, a truck came nearby and you are thinking something, suddenly you got to know it is very near and you got to know the truck is nearby, you will suddenly move back or move side. So here you escape from the death and you escape from certain tough situations suddenly. How that reaction comes from you? How you will get to know to move aside? How you get to know not to touch it again, to take your hand from the dangerous thing? That is regarding the certain type of action which is what we can say given by or which is sent by our nervous system. Let us study regarding that action. It is very important concept, and yeah, so that is called as reflex action. That is called as reflex action. So what is this reflex action? It is a sudden action towards some situation. Involuntary response to stimuli means it is not in our control. For example, if you touch a hot mug, okay, so hot vessel, so immediately you will take off involuntary. I mean, it is not in our control. Suddenly you will take off your hand. So why it is required? It helps the organism to quickly adapt to an adverse circumstance. Adverse means which is not normal, abnormal, which is dangerous, which is not suitable for our body, which is not good. That could have the potential to cause bodily harm or even death, which harms us, which causes us the death. So reflex action is very important. Sudden reaction is very important towards the such circumstances. Pulling our hands away immediately after touching a hot or very cold object is a classic example of reflex action, we can say. So let me explain you. So just a minute. Mm, Fine. So here a hot vessel is there. This is your hand. Suppose if you touch it without the handle, if you touch it, you'll suddenly take off your hand. So what process involved in this? So here receptor is there. Your skin is a receptor. The cells of a skin is a receptor. So you got heated. The cells got the feel of heat. Then that signal will be sent to the brain or to the central nervous system. Central nervous system consists of spinal cord and the brain. So through the sensory nerve, that signal is passed to the brain and message is sent to the brain. Brain got to know it is hot, it is not good for you. So again, through the motor neuron, the brain sent the message to through the motor neuron to your hand, to your muscle in the arm to take off your hand. Effector is a muscle. Effector means what? Which will take the signals from the brain. Motor neuron will carry the message from the brain. That message is received from the effector. Effector will be the muscles usually. So that muscle, the hand muscle, the arm muscle make you to take off your hand immediately. So this is called as reflex action. Okay. So not only the hot object, we can say a dangerous animal is coming near you, you suddenly escape or you suddenly climb the tree. Okay, so what is that? It is nothing but a reflex action. Fine. So this is regarding the reflex action and the reflex arc. So what do you mean by reflex arc over here? The pathway taken by a stimulus. Stimulus means here the hot object. To travel from receptor organ here is skin. To travel from a skin to effector, to the muscle in the arm is called reflex arc. See, when you see it, fine. So when you see it, see here, from here to here, it goes from here to here. So it will be like this. Okay, so it forms some arc-like structure, right? So it is called as reflex arc. Okay. So this is regarding most important concept, reflex action and the reflex arc. So today we learned regarding the nervous system, central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, reflex action, reflex arc and the brain. We have one more system in our body which controls many things, not the nervous system. Nervous system passes the messages through the electrical signals. We have certain one more system in our body which will pass the signal through the chemicals. That is nothing but the endocrine system. Endocrine system. It will also work in our body for the control and coordination of the body. But it controls and coordinate the body through the secretion, through the production of certain chemicals which are called as hormones. Hormones are nothing but the chemicals which are formed, which are produced in our body by specific glands. Glands, okay, glands are the multicellular structures which produces certain secretions, certain juices, we can say, certain chemicals, certain hormones. Chemicals are nothing but the hormones which will do some function. So that we are going to learn today. Just a minute. So the endocrine glands, what are these endocrine glands? Endocrine glands are nothing but these are the glands which form the endocrine system that will secrete and release anta. They secrete their products in the form of chemicals which are called hormones directly into the blood. They will not release in some other juice or in some other fluid and then it will come to the blood. Not like that. Directly these system or these glands will release their hormones or their chemicals directly into the blood. So these are called as ductless glands. Endocrine glands are called as ductless glands. These do not need any special fluid to carry their secretions. The major glands of endocrine system, let us see now. Yeah. So the endocrine glands are adrenal glands, pancreas, thyroid gland, pituitary gland, parathyroid, thymus and gonad. So these all are the endocrine glands. So we have 7 endocrine glands. So let us see what these glands will secrete, will produce, what those secretions or chemicals will, which function those chemicals will perform in our body. So that all we are going to see today. So if these glands release their secretion in a correct quantity, in a moderate or in an average, what we can say in an exact quantity, then the functioning of a body will be good. If these glands release the hormones or release the chemicals more than the required quantity, so it will lead to certain disorder. If these glands release the chemicals less than the quantity, it also leads to certain hormonal disorders. So it is called as hormonal imbalance. So these glands should function properly. It is very important for our body. Next, I took the whole tabular column, so it will be very, very easy for you to memorize the functions as well as the hormones given by certain glands. So the pituitary gland is one of the endocrine gland. It will release the hormone which is named as growth hormone. As the name indicates, growth hormone, it is related to the growth. It controls the functioning of the endocrine gland. Pituitary is called as master gland, master gland or mother gland of endocrine gland because it controls all other glands. All other glands it controls. Okay. Next, just a minute. Okay. Then thyroid gland. Thyroid gland releases a hormone which is called as thyroxine. What thyroxine will do? It controls the metabolism rate. Means what all chemical reactions are taking place inside our body. So those chemical reactions are controlled by the thyroxine. It also brings about balanced growth. The growth should not be more also, less also, right? The next one is parathyroid gland, which will release a hormone or a chemical called parathormone. So it controls calcium balance in our body. Calcium balance should be good in our body, which will be controlled by parathyroid hormone. The next one is adrenal gland. As you can see, the adrenal gland will be here. So the adrenal gland, actually it will be here, okay. So these prepares body for emergency. If you hear something shocking news, so it will not allow your body to experience shock, and it will allow us to resist the shock. Okay, shocking hormone. So pancreas, as you can see, these are the pancreas. These will release a hormone called insulin. So this insulin controls the glucose level in our body. So if insulin is secreted more or less, we will get the diabetes, or we can say in common sugar ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಹೌದಾ. The next one is testis, which is a gonad present in male. Testis is a gonad of a male. So it releases a hormone called testosterone. Regarding this, we learned in class 8. Testosterone is involved in the expression, or we can say in the control the growth and development during the puberty, during the maturity of a male. And it also develops secondary sexual characters like beard and change in voice, then hair in the pubic regions. Okay, like that. Ovaries are the gonads of the female. So they will release two hormones, estrogen and progesterone. So these two hormones are related or are involved in maturity or puberty of the females, as well as releasing of ovary, menstruation cycle, the monthly cycle, and also the progesterone and estrogen are involved, plays an important role during the pregnancy of the female. So these are the most important endocrine glands and their hormones and their functions. Please take the screenshot of this tabular column, so it will be very easy for you to memorize the functions and hormones as well as the glands. So this is regarding the endocrine system of the human beings. Here we completed the control and coordination in the human beings. In the upcoming session, we are going to learn regarding the control and coordination, how it occurs in the plants. Plant is also a living organism, right? So in them also many life processes will be taking place. So those should also be controlled, and plants should be protected from many insects, from many diseases, from many climates. So for this, control and coordination is very important in the plants also. So we are going to learn regarding control and coordination in plants in the upcoming session. Until that, take care. Have a nice day.